I'd like to greet the mighty Junior FY across the nation in the greeting words of peace and paradise. Assalamu alaikum. How's the fruit feeling? Praise is due to Allah. Finally, the Junior FY beginning to unite, come together. The youth is beginning to stand out. Now it's time for us to go out there and teach and train the dead. To get all them other brothers, them gang members, those people you just see chilling, the crew members, the ones that want to be rhymers and hip-hop artists, the Mac Daddies, and bring them on in here too. You know, Master Fard Muhammad said, make all men and boys join the ranks of the FOI. All men and boys. I mean, y'all really got to think about that. Meaning that the responsibility to help build the nation of Islam, to carry on the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad given to him by Master Fard Muhammad. It's not just the FOI job, seniors, it is also the juniors. It is our job to stand up and take responsibility to help the most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, to help our Supreme Captain Abdul Sharif Muhammad. That's our job. It's our job to make sure that next year, for the second Junior FY convention, that all these seats are filled. And a whole lot more. Isn't that right? I mean, it's a beautiful sight to see all you brothers here. I've been in the Nation of Islam for 6 years. And this is the first ever in history Junior FY National Convention, meaning that, for one, you brothers here now are the pioneers. We have made history right now within these 3 days. You brothers have made history in the Nation of Islam. Y'all need to give yourselves a round of applause. And for number 2, the second reason why it says the first Junior FY convention is the first of many more to come. We have to look at this as not just an event, but a door opening. And when that door opens up, we have to step inside and begin to walk and look around the room and say, all right, we got to paint that corner right there. We got to fix that. You see this crack? That crack shouldn't be there. We got to get rid of that crack. We have to take responsibility, take charge, and make sure that the youth have many more events, that the youth begin to have some funds in their pocket. Also, that the youth begin to go out there and deal with the other brothers. We have to have... Sir? Yes, sir. But I'm not going to talk for too much longer. I'd just like to say that we have a beautiful man leading us right now. That man is powerful. He's strong. He's beautiful. And I for surely love this man with all my heart. And I hope you brothers love him too. Man, oh man. I'm saying to myself, Allah must be mighty pleased with what he's seeing right now. But I like to bring on our leader, our teacher, and our guide, the most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever. We can never thank him enough for his coming and for his raising up in our midst his Messiah, his messenger, the exalted Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I greet all of you, my dear brothers and future leaders of the Nation of Islam, with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Brother Supreme Captain, Minister Ishmael, where's Brother Jade? Brother Jade, thank you for your fine introduction. To all of the ministers and to the future ministers, captains, secretaries, teachers, scientists, I'm very happy this morning to be here with you. As a few simple words I want to give you, and then with your kind permission, I will take my leave so you can get on with your work. The question must be asked of the youth: who are you, and what is your purpose for life? Who are you, and what is your purpose? Allah has never created anything without an aim and a purpose, and each one of you has a purpose for coming to birth from the womb of your mother. Youth all over the world are so different from their parents that today's youth, particularly in America, are the most violent generation that has ever been produced in the last 6,000 years. Prisons all over America are being filled with young people, and young people are involved in criminal activity that literally frightens those who govern the penal institutions, the wardens, the guards, because the youth have no fear and they are hardened by life's circumstances to the point where they have no respect for life, and certainly not even their own lives. So when you listen to young people who are in the gangs throughout America talk, most of them don't feel they will live to be 21 or 25 years of age, and they have a certain death mentality. Now, you might say, as an elder, some of us are older, you might say that that's terrible, that our young people would have that kind of mind and that kind of spirit. But that mind and that spirit is produced not by the devil. That mind and that spirit is produced by the active will of God. So it behooves parents to try to understand what God has produced in our youth. Now, when we ask the question, what is my purpose and who am I? we cannot separate the answers to those questions from the attitude of youth all over the world. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad has made us painfully aware that his best followers were yet in the streets. He had good followers in the time that he was among us, fearless men and women, and we thought they were tremendous, but he said his best followers were yet to come. Not only to come out of the streets, but his best followers had yet to come to birth. And his best followers have come to birth in you. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad is a man that Paul saw as born out of due season. As I studied that scripture, I wondered, what did Paul mean? That Jesus was out of time, he was out of season? But how could a man be out of season and be successful? So it didn't mean that. What did it mean? It meant that Jesus, meaning the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, would come to birth and do a work, but the work that he did and the seeds that he planted would come into due season when he would not be physically present to harvest his own work. Do you follow what I'm saying? I am receiving honor all over the world that rightfully belongs to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But now you, believe it or not, are the generation that he was looking for. I'm going to say it again now. He was looking for your fathers, but he was looking through your fathers to get to you. I don't care how great the work is that we do. You are going to do greater works than everyone that you're looking at, including myself. Who are you? And what is your purpose? Now, if the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was born out of the due season, then what is he due? And since you have come to birth in the due season, what are you to do in the season that you have come due? Do you understand what it's not a play on words, it's real. And I'm not going to keep you long, but I want to make a point. I started off telling you about the young all over the world today. It's not just black youth, Hispanic youth, white youth, Asian youth. They all have a different mindset. And their parents are literally, excuse me, going crazy because they don't understand why the young people are like this. Excuse me. Now, Because the parents don't understand the youth, somebody has to build a bridge between the old and the young, that the elders can come over the bridge to the youth and the youth can come back over that bridge to their elders. One of the names of the Pope is Pontiff. It means bridge builder. Well, he is not the real builder of this bridge, but we are. Now, since there's a big difference between hope, faith, and fulfillment, I'm going to put it on a level that you can understand. Have you ever wanted a pair of Michael Jordan Nikes? How many of you have wanted a pair of those new Nikes? You have? Okay. If you wanted a pair, that's desire. Then hope comes up. I hope mom will get me my pair, or dad will get me my pair of Michael Jordan Nikes, the new ones, the red and the black. Then mama says, well, if you do such and such and so and so, I'll get them. Or, son, when I get paid, I'll get them for you. Now, hope has turned into faith, because you believe mom and daddy gonna do that thing. Then when they get paid and they take you to the Foot Locker and you try them on and walk out the store with them, that's altogether different than desire, hope, and faith. Now you got the shoes on. That's fulfillment. Now hope is nice, faith is nice, but fulfillment, that's when real joy comes, when you can fulfill what you hoped for. I'm getting to something. When our fathers were brought into slavery, whether we are black or Hispanic, slavery in the Western Hemisphere affected all. Okay? What did our fathers desire? Freedom. They hoped that one day we would what? They believed that one day we would be free. But hope, faith, and desire must produce a generation born to fulfill it. So that generation is not going to look like the generation of hope or faith, because this is the generation of fulfillment. This is not the generation of hope. So they ain't talking about what I hope for. This generation ain't talking about I believe. This generation came into existence to get the prize. Now, the attitude of somebody who's born to get it is altogether different from the attitude of one who hopes and prays and faints, and you know what I mean. But the attitude of the person that's born to get it, he's born with a focus. Listen to me good now. That boy is born, you can see it in his eyes. You don't play with him. He may suffer in silence, but his mind is determined. This is a different generation now. And you know what? When a generation comes into existence like that, and the prize that they have to get is freedom, justice, and equality, the generation that is to get it, their attitude is one of war. Now you better listen to me. See, no sissified seniors can be over warrior juniors. I want you to hear me. You got to deal with this generation with strength, but with fairness and justice. Understanding what you're dealing with, you don't want to kill that spirit in them. Really, you can't. As young as they are, they see through, false attempts to intimidate them. All right, I'm coming up on something now. Since this is the generation of fulfillment and they are born warriors, go-getters, there is nothing, let me say it again, there is nothing that you want that you will not be able to achieve. I'm going to say it again. There is nothing that you want that you will not be able to achieve. Why? You are born to focus on what you want, and you've got the mental attitude not of a defeated person, but of a conquering lion. So whatever you want in the name of God and go after it, you will achieve it. Now, I would like to wrap this up. In the scriptures, Moses was born out of the longing of the people for freedom from Pharaoh. Moses was strong. He went to Pharaoh and told him, hey, let my people go. But the elders of Israel were kind of weak. Ease up, Moses, ease up. Don't hit Pharaoh so hard. Pharaoh coming down on us strong, man. He making us make bricks out of straw. You putting us in a trick with your talk about let my people go. And Moses kept on talking. But he knew that he was dealing not with the generation of fulfillment. He was dealing with a generation that would produce the generation that would allow them to inhabit the promised land. So check this out. When they went in the wilderness, God told Moses, let the elders do what? Do what? Die out. Why? They didn't have the right attitude to inhabit the promised land. So he said, well, we're not going to kill them. We just let them die. Let old age take them out. Let stress over the problems of being a warrior or the need for a warrior, let it stress them out. Let them heart attack and stroke out. But I'm going to take their children and they will inhabit the promised land. Moses sent some people out to spy out the land, and they came back saying, there's giants over there. But God had given them the land, but they didn't want to go in and inhabit the land. So they said to God, look, if there's giants over there, God, you go clean the giants out, and then we'll come in. So God said, this ain't gonna work. I'm gonna let these old folk die out, and I'm gonna get their children with the right attitude, and they'll go in and conquer the giants and take the land. That's you. That's your purpose. That's who you are. Now, if you notice, older people don't usually have time for young people. You don't have a job, you don't have a lot of money to give. So most preachers don't waste time with young people. They wait till you get a job. When you can make a donation, then they get interested in you. But Jesus knew his disciples were a little off. So he said, wait a minute. Don't rebuke the children. Suffer the little children to come unto me, and forbid them not, for of such is the kingdom of heaven. It's you, young man, that God is after today. It is you that will absolutely establish the kingdom of God. If you notice, the rappers, how many of you like rap music? Would you raise your hand? Who is your favorite rap artist? Who? Oh, well, I guess it's a lot of them. How many of you like Tupac? How many of you like Bone Thugs and Harmony? Yeah? How many of you like what is called gangster rap? Let me see your hands. Come on now, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Ain't nobody gonna bother you. Thank you. Now, you know what? We had all the rappers to the house, and an argument broke out because some of them said, look, you ain't moving us off no gangster rap. In words I heard, they said, look, you ain't gonna make no docile punks out of us. We are warriors. So the gangster rap, what they call gangster rap, is really hard language focused on a hard generation. And most of the older folks, they don't like that. Now, son, you shouldn't listen to that. You should listen to something nice and soft and sweet. Well, mama don't mean no harm, daddy don't mean no harm. But there's a reason why they listen. Because, not because they're gangsters, but because they are warriors. They are soldiers. The problem with rap is the romance of the gun has caused us to turn on each other. So why did all the rappers come to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's home? Why did they come there? And why did one of them say at the press conference, there isn't but one man who could call us and we come? Now, but I want you to listen to this because it's significant. This is the due season for the work of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He's on the wheel. And I'm down here representing him. And they are responding to my voice because they are the generation born to match the word of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And once the marriage of this generation to the word of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has been completed, freedom is just a matter of time. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so it is wonderful, Brother Supreme Captain, that Brother Jade asked about a meeting like this. It's wonderful because it's your time now. I'm hoping that out of this will come a national junior FOI captain, a supreme captain of the junior FOI. A national minister of youth and many young ministers. Because what I want you to do now is to go after the young people. And every Sunday at the mosque, you will have your own mosque meetings at 11 a.m. And you will be the youth minister, the youth captain, the youth secretary, the youth MGT. You will run the mosque because you got to learn how to take over now. And your job will be to fill up the mosque with young people like yourself. And your job as young ministers will be to teach them the word of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and put the right guidance in them. Look at what the book says. And a little child shall lead them. Some of you gonna fulfill that. And so, in my conclusion, I'd like to close with some verses from the Quran. It's Luqman's advice to his son. Now, you don't have to call me father, but how could Mother Khadijah be the mother of a nation and I'm just Brother Farrakhan? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad asked me to sit in his seat in his absence as the father over this house. I'm not just the father of this house. I'm sitting in the seat as a father over the whole nation of our people. So when Luqman is giving advice to his son, I'm taking the place of Luqman. And as my sons, I'm advising all. And certainly we gave Luqman wisdom. Now, that's the Father. And you bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has given me wisdom. And my duty is to give thanks to Allah for the wisdom that I have received from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And whoever is thankful for his own soul. And whoever denies, then surely Allah is self-sufficient and praised. Now all of you young people are going to receive wisdom as students of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And your duty is to give thanks to Allah for your life and for your wisdom. But if you don't do it, it don't make any difference. Because whoever is thankful for his own soul. And whoever denies, surely Allah is self-sufficient and praised. And when Luqman said to his son, while he admonished him, "O my son, O my sons, ascribe no partner to Allah." Surely ascribing partners to Allah is a grievous iniquity. What is it that gives your father, or the one who's acting in the place of your father, his strength? Why hasn't the enemy been able to break me? Because I ascribe no partner to Allah. They do not look big to me. Allah is big to me. And if you all, you my sons, want to be great in this life, start right now ascribing no partners with Allah. Don't give to anybody what only belongs to Allah. Now you should fear no one but Allah. You should bow down to no one but Allah. You should make Allah the exclusive object of your worship. Now here's another part for the sons. And we have enjoined on man concerning his parents. Now each of you has parents. And if you want to walk with me, you have to be careful how you handle your parents. Now look at this. Your mother bore you and me with fainting upon fainting. Your mother. How many of you have mothers that are alive? Most all. And every one of you listen carefully to what I'm about to say. Your mother bore you and me with faintings upon fainting, and his weaning takes 2 years. Some of us were on our mother's breast for 2 years. Some of us for 2 months. Some of us, because mama had to go to work, were on a bottle when we should have been with her on her breast. But nevertheless, Allah says, give thanks to me and to your parents. Now, you're not going to be successful in life at all unless you can give thanks to God. And when you go home and see your mother and your father, you have to have a heart of gratitude that through them, Allah brought you into this marvelous creation called universe. And if your parents strive with you to make you associate with God that of which you have no knowledge. Obey them not, but keep kindly company with them in this world. Now, some of us may have a mother that may say, son, here's a pork chop. Of course, if she does that, that means she really doesn't understand. But if you understand, tell her, Mom, thank you so much for your effort in cooking a meal for me, but God has asked me not to eat the flesh of a swine, and I can't do that, Mommy. I can't do that, Daddy. But when you obey God, you're still supposed to be kind in the way you relate to your parents. Then he says, "O my son, if it be the weight of a grain of mustard seed, and even though it be in a rock or in the heaven or in the earth, Allah will bring it forth." Now what God is telling Luqman to say to his son, you can't hide from God. So anything that you do that's wrong, though it be the size of a mustard seed hidden in a rock, and that rock be in the heaven or in the earth, Allah will bring it forth. You know, some of you try to fool your parents, you know. You do something that you know is wrong, and you try to hide. And sometimes without you even realizing it, God makes what you did manifest, and your parents confront you with it and give you the spanking of your life. So the best thing is to try to do as much good as you can. And son, keep up prayer and enjoin good and forbid evil, and bear patiently whatever comes to you in your life. And remember, this is an affair of great resolution. What you are involved in is no little lightweight thing. This is a very big thing. So I would like Luqman's advice to his son to be the basis upon which we raise the sons of God. I'm going to say that again. I would like Luqman's advice to his son to be the basis upon which we raise the sons of God. Brothers, I thank you. Now I ask you, are you that generation? Yes, sir. Are you the warriors? Yes, sir. Are you the generation of fulfillment? Yes, sir. Will you get the freedom that your parents and grandparents hoped for? Yes, sir. I believe that. I believe that. May Allah bless you to have a wonderful day. And I just told the Supreme Captain, you know, we have a farm out in Michigan. I'm building a few cottages, and I'm about to put a 440-yard track with a basketball court, tennis court, and swimming pool. And I would like, when it's done, to invite you all, because I want to see who's the fastest runner from mosque number 2 and pit them against the fastest runners in Mosque number 1, Mosque number 7, Mosque number 27, and see who the champions, the national champions in basketball, the national champions in track. This is your nation. Everything we got belongs to you. So go on to school and get the education. Fill your head with knowledge and then come back and help us run this ever expanding nation that will take you all over the earth. Your brothers and sisters are rising in China, in Japan, in Africa, in the Middle East, in Central America, South America, and the whole world will be not your playground, but your ground for doing the work of Allah. Thank you for listening as I greet you in peace. Assalamu alaikum.